Hey, Ellen. So I want to tell you, this is what I like to see. The shift that I see between these contact sheets of how many different things that you tried with your lights to illuminate this room. This is what I like to see on this assignment. I like to see students really adding and taking away a whole bunch of equipment, because that is how you learn what it does in different situations. And so great. That's what we want. And so whether or not you feel like you ever actually got an image that was like quote unquote correct, or at least a good photographic lighting resolution to the problem, I want you to know that you approached it in the perfect way, which is you just kept on adding your equipment until you felt like you were at least resolving some of the problems. And I'm really enjoying seeing this little light peek up over here in the corner. I'm getting a big kick out of that. Oh, there it is. Look, oh, it's out there. Hi, hi. So here we have. Let me see the shift. I see what you're doing. Okay. This is a slightly different exposure, that's all. I'm not seeing any shadows moving here. So all we have is a slightly different exposure value here. Oh, that's a candle. Do you have a candle lit? Is that what's you're trying to fill that shadow in with a candle? Okay, so here are the photographic problems that you talked a little bit about. You mentioned a shadow that you couldn't find the source of. And I'm assuming it's this. It might be this. You don't know what light is causing that shadow. Your equipment shots, also, they made me laugh because I want to show you something. This was funny. And this is what happens when you just bring images from whatever. Hello, upside down equipment shot. But that's fine. I think I get it. So there is one of your lights, and here's where your camera is. And then here's another light. Is that the same light? I think that's the same light. Oh, it's just moved. Once it was here and now it's over here. Okay. And then that was it. Those are your two equipment shots. So you're only adding one light. Let's get back down here. And so that's the source of your shadows, is the one light. You know, we can see where it's grazing the top of this sofa, and then the sofa is casting a shadow here, and then this is casting a shadow here. I'm not sure, but I think that's the shadow that you're discussing. And so here you're trying to fill in that shadow with a candle, I think, or some small thing. And that's just not going to work. So other resolutions to this problem would have been to, you know, have this light over here, but, you know, put a big diffuser on it. Because remember, the smaller our light source relative to our subject matter, the harder the shadows. And that light is tiny right now without any kind of diffuser on it that's going to extend its size. And so you're casting as hard a shadow as you possibly could. The only harder shadow you could get would be from the sun. And so you're not going to be able to solve this problem with just one light. So you're going to need multiple lights. My money would have been to bring the lights over toward where your camera is and have them on here. And then if you had a third light, you know, you could have a big diffuser on it and helping it fill in a little bit of this area back here. That's how I would have solved this problem. And then we wouldn't see any obvious shadows like right here and here, because the light would be casting directly onto our subject matter. And so the shadows would be invisible and behind our subjects, right? So I think that would have been more aesthetically appealing. I think that it was really creative to put a candle in there, but it just isn't doing the job, clearly. Like now you have a light spot in your otherwise very dark shadow. So anyways, like I wanted to say, I think that your approach to this is perfect, to just keep on adding lights until you started to resolve some of your problems. And that's just kind of what you have to do. And you need to get out those diffusers and use them, because remember, those are what's going to soften your shadows. You know, when you're ready for it, something that's really fun to do is to go ahead and get some PVC pipe and some white nylon and make yourself like a door size frame and hang white nylon, or, you know, hang staple stitch white nylon onto it, and then you actually have a door-sized diffuser, so you can effectively make one or two light heads as big as a door, which is going to be much bigger than most of your subject matter. So you can, you know, even light an entire human head to toe with relatively soft light that way. So when you're ready, you might want to start investing some time into making those kind of light modification tools that really help you out in situations like this, where you have such big subject matter and you don't really want to cast hard shadows. I hope that makes sense. And again, thank you for your actually very thoughtful approach to this assignment. I appreciate that.